Okay, so now we're on conveyance calculations on page 51 of the AAPL. Change this number for you. Page 51. And it reads, A owns 50% of the minerals under Section 6. He, quote, grants, bargains, sells, conveys, and warrants to B. So A is conveying to B the minerals in and under. We know that means the minerals, not the royalty. In and under the following land. And the land is described as Section 6, reserving unto grantor an undivided 1/2 interest of the minerals under Section 6. So the result is, this is very similar to the Dewey rule, by the way, because what's unique is that he didn't say what he owned. So he didn't say 1/2 the minerals of my 50% interest. He just said grants, bargains, sells, conveys, and warrants to B the minerals in and under the following land. So it would be reasonable for B to assume that A owns 100%. And since A didn't specify what he owned or didn't own, he just said, I'm conveying these lands to B, reserving unto grantor an undivided 1/2 interest. Well, the court said he owned a 50% interest and he granted the 50% interest and reserved an undivided 1/2 interest. And the result was that A gets nothing and B gets the 50% interest. So what could A have done to better protect himself? A could have said, I hereby grant, bargain, sell, convey, and warrant to B a 1/2 interest of my 1/2 interest of the minerals under Section 6. And that way he would be keeping 1/2. So we're going to multiply here. And that would have given him a 1/4 interest, and the other 1/4 interest would have gone to B. That's all he had to do. But because it was vague, because he said grants, bargains, sells, conveys, and warrants to B, and doesn't mention anywhere in there that he only owns a 50% interest, then the presumption is that he owns 100%, and when he conveyed and reserved in the same deed, tie goes to what was granted. In that case, he granted 50%, or an undivided 1/2, which is all he owned. So this is known as the Dewey rule. I sometimes call it the doohickey rule. But it happens when you're dealing with fractions of fractions. So I want you to be very well aware of that. We did go over this in our conveyance webinar, but I just wanted to go over it with you one more time since it was a problem in your AAPL guide.